And we are back. What's good, my people? Welcome to the Monday edition of the Blitz Pickup. Listen, we over here spreading rumors early. I'm just gonna let y'all know before we even start. We spreading all kind of rumors. We trading everyone, getting rid of everyone. We doing whatever it takes to get this team better. Also, we're gonna talk about some. Well, really, we're gonna discuss Tyreek and and Ramsey. Let me stop messing with y'all. We're gonna talk a little college football. Bring up a little situation that I saw that I want to discuss over here live. But before I do all that, let me bring up my co-host, Lou. What they do?
Tone, let me ask you a question. How's the real estate market in South Florida?
Now I heard it was bad. No BS. The real estate market right now is trash right now. So but if you bought in early,
I,
you could more than double your
I heard,
your
I
worth.
heard, I heard.
You heard it was booming.
I heard real estate is booming in South Florida. That's what I heard. I heard, I heard business is booming.
Oh, you can elaborate on that?
Well,
Hey,
hey
yo,
man,
listen,
hey,
listen, listen.
it's good to be on the show. You know what I'm saying? We
That's a fact. Shake, y'all started early. Say that y'all trade Alex for Peter Omar Kelly. I might not trade him. We ain't trading Alex for no one. Let's get that straight. But I would want to bring P home. You know what I'm saying? Since he brought Lou home, I'm gonna bring P home. I heard he was the biggest tour near. Now I've been telling you, I warned y'all at the beginning of the season. He done turned over a new leaf, and y'all weren't listening to me. I'll be telling Lou, I'm 3 for 3 nowadays. They gonna start respecting my name, Lou. Scott Jackson said, see you around 8. We earlier. Michael K said, hopefully this better than today, TFTG. Shout out to the boys at TFTG, man. Mike Best, I see y'all in here. Everybody in here early, huh? Grumpy in the building, and Shake always. Merry Christmas, Shake. TikTok, look, they ready. TikTok, they on us early. But Lou, listen, yo, Trey, Triple S, I see y'all. My bad, I'm out here. Oh, there you go. Lou, crypto say he trying to buy.
Hey, well,
He
crypto.
trying to buy.
I know one place crypto you can buy. I know one place.
You know, a specific piece of real estate
Yeah,
that
man,
is on the
look,
market right now. Just
I heard
became
it's a
readily
beautiful.
available.
I heard it's a beautiful home tone. I heard it comes with a lot of love and care. So look into that crypto, man. You never know, man.
Cap for life says you know it's bad when you leaving Southwest rented. Well, he might move. He might be moving on up, like the Jefferson. But Lou, listen, man. I know we trolling and everything, but you think there's something to that? That him putting his house up put his house up for sale? Oh, here go Triple S.
Man, listen, we're just troll. Well, at least from my end, we're just trolling. Until I hear otherwise, I mean, the man got money. The man probably wants to get something maybe bigger, a little bit better, or whatever. Maybe his wife wants another home. Like again, I'm not gonna make a lot out of it until something happens or whatever. This is for me. I know we're trolling, Tone, and it was fun to do, but it's
That's
a
a fact.
non-story until something happens, bro. Like we see pro athletes, they buy homes, sell homes, this, that, and the third. So we don't really know what's going on. For me, it's not a real issue, Tone. It's again, it's fun to have like conversations maybe, and throw a couple jabs here and there trolling, but no, it's a
Speaking of
non-issue.
jabs,
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying it's a non-issue. Like the man selling
I'm
his
no, I'm
house, so
saying
what?
speaking of jabs, Grumpy looked like he took a jab at you real quick. He said
Well,
Louis
again,
Tito wanted to stay
again, that's
small.
fine.
Tony, we thinking big, my boy.
Hey, man, it is what it is, man.
You trying to
Shout out
go?
to
You
them
trying
big
to go
checkers, man.
worldwide? Shout out to Grumpy trying to get Bliss pick up worldwide. But yeah, Lou, to your what you were saying, yeah, I mean trolling is really nice, but yeah, he could be. I think now I didn't see the article, so I didn't read it. But from what I heard, I believe he was saying basically breaking it down like, yo, this is the first year that guaranteed money kick in. And the house he was living in is his rookie house, the house he bought as a rookie. So I think at one point, whatever it is, million. So, and I heard he sold it and got three something. So he more than doubled his money, 3 point something million. So I mean, it only makes sense. He's probably moving his family into a bigger house. He do have more children now, right? So I think from from that standpoint, we could look at it from like he just he want to treat himself well. Oh Lord, John in the building. he want he want to treat his family to a bigger house and finally got that money and he want to splurge. But I'm not making anything big out of it. I know you, Lou, and you're under the impression that he's gone 2016 no matter what. You actually put your money where your mouth is on that stance. So, but I don't know. This doesn't signify to me that he's out of here or the Dolphins making any moves in the near future. I do think he's going to be on the team this season and play out this season. I also do think he's going to be on the team next season, and I think the 2027 year is when they're going to move off from him. And I know you beg to differ, but we're going to see at the end of the season whether they decide the 2-year sneak rebuild or they're going to do the 1-year rebuild. But speaking of quarterbacks. And I know you probably haven't heard. Do you make anything? So we'll be talking about this quarterback draft, and it's a week draft. We all know it's Cam Ward and then everyone else. From my standpoint, and I think it's like Lou, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's your standpoint as well. And now, at first, it was always Cam Ward Shador who was going 1 and 2, and then Cam Ward literally just pulled away from the competition, and everyone knows it's Cam Ward and then the next two. Now the debate has become, will Jackson Dart go above Shador Sanders? Now, literally right before I got on, we went live, I got a ESPN update. Shador Sanders not even attending the draft. Do you make anything out of that, Lou?
No, we've seen players that have been first round talent high in the draft. I mean, they haven't went to the draft, so I'm not going to make nothing out of that. But I will say, Tone, I do think. Listen, I do think. I'll be honest. I think 2 quarterbacks might go before Shador. To be honest with you,
don't say Jalen Milroe.
I think Jalen Milroe has a shot to go over Shador Sanders. I'm talking about from again, Tone. I'm
Monday,
just saying.
Lou. It's Monday. You've been doing so good.
Well, this is what we do, right? This is why we host this small YouTube channel.
That's a fact.
ain't that what we do?
That is a fact. But I didn't know you was gonna turn up early because I know you trolled. I know we were trolling earlier on tour. So
I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling.
You think Jalen Milroe is going before Sanders?
It was a couple of days ago. It was reported that Jalen Milroe has made 2 already them team visits or whatever to the facilities or whatever. He's had 2 of them so far. The teams supposedly, and one of them was the Cleveland Browns with the number 2 overall pick, was very highly impressed with Jalen Milroe, right? All I'm saying is when you see that 6'2", 225, runs a 4.3, has a cannon for an arm, walking your building, in T-shirts and shorts and just maybe making some throws here and there, I'm just saying the team could be walk away from that being very impressed. And I listen, bro, again, Shador Sanders is Tua Tagovailoa. It is what it is. If you want to say he's marginally better in the aspect of mobility, okay, cool. From arm strength, it's the same. From, again, all the things we cry about, Tone, accuracy, anticipation, on timing, script. That's what Shador is. Like, I don't understand the hatred that people have for Tua so much that they'll just, I'll take Shador Sanders. For what? He's Tua. So, no, to answer your question again, Tone, is there a possibility Jackson Dart goes? Hell, I even think there, again, could be 2 that go ahead of Shador Sanders. I'm not so, bro, Shador Sanders to me is one of the worst quarterbacks in this draft. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Hey, man, listen, it is what it is, dog. It is.
Dude, hold on. You done? Hold on, you done? I was.
Is that not? Did I say anything that wasn't factual?
One of the worst quarterbacks, yes. I think that's opinionated, so I can't say it wasn't factual. Whatever that I'll say that's an opinion. So you have the right to your opinion. But so what I would like to ask you a follow up. I want to ask a question, man. Let me give a little pushback. So are you saying that Shador is a project?
Absolutely.
So who's a bigger project? Jalen Milroe or Shador?
I think they're both projects. What I'm saying is, I think you're speaking to what I'm saying. If they're both projects, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the project that has the better upside. I'm going to take the guy with the strongest arm. I'm going to take the guy that's more mobile. I'm going to take the guy that's more physical and posing. At that point, if you're telling me both have to develop and both have to work on some things, well, then I'm going to go on traits. Who has more traits, Tone?
Shedeur.
Are you? You know what? Never mind. Y'all got it.
He does. He does. I mean, the only thing.
Y'all got it.
Okay, so what traits would you give Jalen Milroe over?
I
Shedeur?
give Shedeur Sanders all the
Stronger
traits that
arm
Tua
and
had.
faster.
Well, again, I'm going to give Shedeur. Forget about Jalen Milroe. I'm telling you, I'm going to give Shedeur all the traits that Tua has. Is that what you want?
Plus, he can stay healthy.
No, I ain't trying to hear that. I'm talking about.
That's one of the major issues. He can stay healthy.
Ryan Tannehill could stay healthy for the first
that's
5
cap.
years.
That's cap. No, he didn't.
The first 5 years, that man used to get his head taken off. He stayed healthy. He bounced up. Can y'all stop with this stuff?
Okay, cool. Listen, Lou, come on, listen. I get it. Like, come on, bro. We did this a couple of times. I get it. You're not a Shedeur fan, but you got.
It's not about being a Shedeur. Again, Shedeur is Tua. Okay, cool. Your next argument, your debate is he's going to be a healthier Tua. Okay,
no. When you gave him all the traits, he's healthier. So he's more accurate.
Cool. So
he's more accurate.
Who
reads the field better?
No, he's not more accurate. He's the same. Stop. He's not more accurate. Stop.
I'm talking about him and Jalen Milroe. When you saying that they're both the same, and you're saying he's one of the worst quarterbacks.
So again, if Shedeur, let's say, goes and he's 72% completion percentage, right? Let's say he's 72%. Let's say Jalen Milroe is 67. Is that much of a difference, Tony?
5% is big, and when it comes over,
cool. Cool, right there, cool. All right, fine. That's 5%. Now, if Shedeur gets 100 yards rushing in 17 games, and Jalen Milroe at 67% gets you 700, what's the percentage on that? Hey, Crypto, I see Crypto in the chat. Can Crypto give me the percentage on about 750 yards rushing?
Okay,
can I get the percentage on that?
Shedeur is going to more than make up for that from the passing standpoint.
That's cap.
He is. He's a way better passer than Jalen Milroe is. Like we're not gonna do this. It's not even a question who's the better passer. He's more accurate. He can read the field, and he's most precise. See, listen. The one thing about Shedeur that he does that Jalen Milroe probably would never be able to do is he went from the pocket. So I like this is what you have to win from the pocket consistently. Shedeur is this year tight end.
Facts.
You know
Facts. That's what you want, Tone? Is that what you want?
Jesus Christ.
Game Boy, talk to him.
Game Boy, stop it, Game Boy. I get it, bro. But listen, Shedeur know how to win in structure. That's a fact. Now, just because he's not as fast as Jalen Milroe, I'm not a Jalen Milroe hater. I just think that he's more of a project and his upside is better. I will give you that based on his physical traits, which is that speed and power that he brings when he runs. So I will give you that. If you could turn that into someone like a Lamar is, I got it. He got to learn how to run in structure on a consistent basis, because the ones that are, we were talking about the new regime of quarterbacks that's coming in. There's a new era. I get them. You have to be able to scramble. You have to be mobile. But the mobile ones that's winning, they also win from the pocket.
And again, that's fine. Can Shedeur play off script?
Yes, he can. Let's not take that away from him.
Never mind.
Lou, let's not do that. He can't play off script just because he wasn't. I'm not gonna lie. I think maybe, and it could be me. He had a terrible offensive line. So let's put that out there like that.
Here we go.
Hold on, wait.
The man ain't even in the league yet, and it sounds like Tua already. The man got.
Well, no, I don't blame O-line for Tua. So you gonna miss me with that one.
So you're already doing it for Shedeur?
No. I'm telling you, I'm speaking facts. Did he not have a terrible offensive line?
The man ain't got no offensive line, Tone.
Who?
You just said the man ain't got no offensive line.
And I'm asking you, did he? Am I not speaking fact? Am I or am I not? I'm sorry.
The next time Tone talks, he'll be like, well, Colorado's defense was trash. And the next time, the head coach was trash.
So you know everything everything he was dealing with. Now, listen, I did tell you, so I could keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100 because Lewis he want to just hate on the man because he dislike him, right? What the thing about Shedeur is, you know what I'm saying? The one thing that I say, you know what? I don't see carrying the team too victory in the big games. You know what I'm saying? That the championship, you gotta get at least one on. You know what I'm saying? You made it to two. You didn't win either one, and then you brought up a good a good point when he had I think 2 games to win one of them to win his conference, and he didn't do it. So I give you all that, and we already know the way he performed in the bowl game is just that's inexcusable to me. To me, that's inexcusable. Now everyone is allowed a bad game. You just can't do it on the biggest stage. You just can't do it in possibly
let
the
me ask you
biggest
a
game.
question. Anthony says, Lewis, I disagree with you with Sanders. Sanders has a strong arm than Tua, and I don't know what tape you're watching. Now, let's go through this real quick, Tom. Let's just go through it. So, in your opinion, Tom, you've been in the stadium multiple times. You've seen Tua home and away.
Mm-hmm.
How strong or how far do you think Tua could throw a football, in your opinion?
On the road, I think he get between 50 and 60 around that, maybe about 50, 60.
Okay, let's just call 50.
Yeah, 55. I say 50, 58.
Okay. 50,
now, it ain't no 40 yards. Like, we're going to stop that. He can throw further than that.
So there you go, 50 to 55, right? Yeah. In your opinion, Tom, how far does Shedeur Sanders throw a football?
Probably between 50 and 60 yards.
So where's the strong arm there? Bro, again, all the tape you've seen of Shedeur Sanders throwing footballs, by the way, the football's smaller in college than it is in the NFL. That's number one. Number two is these people that think that Shedeur Sanders has this cannon throwing arm, respectfully, Anthony, I don't know what the fuck tape you're watching.
But I just...
No. I got to address people because they come up with these lies. Bro, Anthony, what tape are you watching? I don't know what the hell people are talking about.
So what I think this is okay, and I'm gonna be real with you. When I speak of arm strength, I don't care how far you can throw. Your arm strength to me, this is when you know you have the arm strength that you could tell. Okay, he has the arm strength to throw in any type of weather. You know what I'm saying? How much velocity he put on the ball, and you know the downfall when Chad Pennington was pretty good.
What does that
mean?
Accurate. What does that mean, Tom?
Lewis, at his pro day, he didn't throw a ball. He did. Wait, go back. Let me read it from here. Lewis, at his pro day, he didn't throw a single out route with no defense. Okay, I heard that.
What does that mean? Is that good?
No. He's saying, he basically saying because the lack of strength is what they're saying. You know what the downfall for Tua is him being able to throw the ball outside of the numbers consistently. Someone did bring that up. I did watch, thanks, shout out to the Super Bowl. I was watching ESPN and someone was saying they have never seen that before in no workout that a quarterback didn't throw out routes on his pro day. They never seen that before. So maybe he's just your pro day should be tethered to your strength anyways. So I don't care. Now, I don't care. Forget about the arm strength argument because he does show zip on the ball. He does show velocity. He does show that. But when it shows up, it's when you cannot plant your feet, when you cannot get your mechanics right, and it's just the pure arm strength. And I get Tua, the third, was it the second or third one against Buffalo, where he tried to just throw it out of bounds, and it didn't make it.
Arm strength. Yeah, there's no arm strength.
That's when it starts showing up.
Right.
A guy with arm strength, they launch it. You get what I'm saying? And if you don't get out there, you don't have to plant your feet.
Shedeur has that kind of arm?
He had enough to be able to get out of bounds. I do believe. Now, we got to see him in those positions. I haven't seen him put in those predicaments yet. So I wouldn't say.
Now, what did I tell you, Tone, about Shedeur Sanders? Who does he remind me of?
You said Tua. Check
this out. Now, you already gave your excuse about the offensive line. Sounds like a lot like Tua. Check this out, Tone. I've been following the kid since high school. He had a cannon, right, for an arm. It's the scheme in Colorado that they run is limited. What does that sound like? Sounds like what people do for Tua, right?
Well, they ain't say scheme.
Making it's every excuse. Look at you mentioned offensive line. He had a trash. You were about to mention defense. Anthony Manzano's now mentioning scheme. It sounds a hell of a lot like Tua. If we got to start playing these if games with Shador, then what are we talking about?
No. I'm not playing if games. When you ask me, can he play off script? I'm like, yeah, he can play off script. I'm like, yeah, he don't got to.
Well, what game did you see him do that at?
When he was at Jackson State.
Oh,
all the time. All the time. Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He got to Colorado. And listen, like I said, my biggest pushback on the Shador Sanders is I have to see him do it against the upper echelon talent. I have to see that. But I'm not going to tell you that I don't watch the game and I don't see him make throws and like, okay, that's an NFL throw. I don't see him play in that pocket and be like, okay, that's good. That thing that I'm missing is the it factor, or me. Like, I haven't seen him just pick his team up and just carry them to the victory in a big game. Now, you're playing a lesser team or a team that's just a little bit better than you, and you could, make a couple of plays with Travis Hunter out there. I'm not saying that kind of. I'm saying you have to will your team to a victory because your play alone elevated everyone else on your team. Cool. That's the one thing that I haven't seen yet. So that's the question. Now, remember, I said, if I'm wrong about Shador, which I hope I am, I would prefer I be wrong with him on another team because I'm not as a fan, I'm not at that point to where I'm willing to run the risk of being another 5 to 7 years in quarterback purgatory.
This is the problem, Tom, right?
Yeah.
And you're making great points. I got to get in this chat, though. I'm calling out the hypocrisy.
He had offers, though. We're not doing that, David. He had offers to all those schools.
Yep, he had offers to all those schools. The fact of the matter is, let's go down the line. So, Triple S, right here, Triple S says, Shador went off script for a game winner versus Baylor this year. All right, cool. Appreciate that, Triple S. Trey says, nah, it's different. One played Alabama. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, Trey. Right? Hold on. There was another one. Oh, my man Anthony right here. He played off script against UCF, Utah, and the eventual Big 12 champion. Cool. And these are all great points and cool stories. The fact of the matter is, now watch this, Tone. I watched Tua play off script in Arizona. I watched Tua make a off-platform, off-script throw to beat Baltimore in Baltimore when the team was down 28 in the fourth quarter. Now, if you ask Anthony Manzano, the LA Chargers, I watched them all game long go off-script and make play, throw after throw after throw. The Jets, I've seen Tua do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, ask Anthony Manzano if he wants Tua. Ask Trey, ask Triple S if they want Tua. So you can sit here and tell me about, he did it once. We've seen Tua. All this shit you're talking about doesn't change the fact that they said the best version of Shador is timing, rhythm, anticipation, accuracy, all the shit we say we don't want.
Well, no, hold on, Lou.
Stop, Tone. You know that. Maybe not you.
No. I can't wait. I can't let you get off that. I can't let you get that off because it's not all the things we don't want. It's all the things that doesn't show up in the big games. Because we do want timing. We do want precision. We do want on-time throws. We do want him making those type of keyhole throws. It just don't show up in big games. Don't say we don't want it.
I need again, well, cool. Show me that he had 2 big games at Jackson State. Lost both of them.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He had 1 big game at Colorado, the biggest game, down 31-0 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Give me the big game. What big game? What? So I'm supposed
to get. I ain't gonna lie. Now you speaking to the chat because
I'm supposed to get hyped like what Anthony Manzano said against UCF.
No, I'm not. Am
I supposed to get hype on that?
No, and that's my biggest criticism about him. Like, listen, I'm not sold on him. I'm just not. I haven't seen him do it in those games. Now, mind you, I said the same thing about Cam Ward, and I'm a fan. But I get it was the talent was better, yes, but I wanted to see you do it against the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the LSU's. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you to see it. I wanted you to do those in those type of games against those teams. That's what I wanted to see. I want you to get in the playoffs and beat those teams. Go beat Notre Dame. You're in the playoffs. That's when I wanted to see that Cam Ward and you have a Cam Ward type game that you carry your team, even in the loss. But if you carry your team and your team just couldn't get enough, your team wasn't the best team at the end of the day, it wasn't their team was the best team on the field, cool. But I want to see you show up in those games. So I just want to say, I have the same standpoint for Cam Ward. So I'm not giving no passes to no quarterbacks. But when we're going to evaluate them, and then we're going to break them down when it comes to to their traits and how will it translate to the NFL, okay, that's different. Now I'm critique you on, okay, well, listen, in the pocket, I've seen you make the throws. Yes, you have. I've seen you play off script. Yes, you have. But that has to show, because people playing the game, and even if you play, or if you watch the game enough, you should be able to tell that the atmosphere is different when the game is magnified. Now, someone, I think it was, we was on there with TD, right? And TD was saying, oh, every game Shedeur played was like a big game atmosphere. Yeah, but that talent that he was going against it wasn't big game atmosphere talent. Now, if he had that atmosphere and he was going against the Alabamas, he was going against the Ohio States of the world, you know what I'm saying? Even Notre Dame, if he was going against those teams and you play like that, you put on, or any team in the SEC for that matter. Now it's different. Let me see you do that against Georgia and LSU and the boys. When the game is magnified, because those guys over there are NFL talent. They have NFL talent on that team over there. So let me see how you compete against that level of talent. And we haven't seen that. So I'm not going to automatically assume that what he was doing in college is going to translate to the NFL, because we haven't seen him play against NFL type talent. Well, we have some of them teams, but it was like few and far in between. But not with a team like in the SEC that they loaded with talent. Their talent going to be all over the NFL. Those are the type of teams that I need you to show up against. And that's why the same criticism that we have for Tua, we have to keep the same criticism for Shedeur and Cam Ward. I'm just saying. Now, I did see Cam Ward put on against upper echelon when he was at Washington State. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But that was 1 or 2 games, you know what I'm saying? Here and there. No, I want to see a full season, or at least multiple games back to back. Like, I don't want you to play in the beginning of the season, tough team, and then at the end of the season, you play a tough team and you have a good game and an all right game. No. How when you play them teams back to back to back to back to back? Now, what it look like? Now, how often? How consistent can you be? So I got to give it to you. Both of them, they have questions. But what I'm not going to do, what we differ at, is we're not going to say he's the worst quarterback in this draft. I don't know. And we're not. Well, you can do whatever you want.
I'm giving too much energy.
Jalen Milroe over him. No.
I'm giving too much energy to Shedeur Sanders. The man is trash. I don't care about none of that. None of that sounds good to me. I'm sorry.
Because you hate him, though. You just don't like him.
I don't hate him. Again, I don't hate him.
You don't like him, Louis.
No. I don't hate him. I don't think that kind of game translate. Again, he can win games. Bro, to me, he's Tua. He's Tua. That's what he is. They can win games. We've seen Tua win games, Tony.
He might be.
No. That's what he is. He's shown us. That's what he is. He's another guy that if you put everything around him and everything is great, he can win. Well, that's Tua.
They just put that up. Let me show you why he thinks Lewis is cooking, because he's defending Tua. That's the only reason.
I didn't put nothing up. I don't care what Mike Best is saying neither. What I'm saying is, bro.
Yeah. Anything to defend Tua, Mike Best is gonna support it, because obviously he's saying he's trash. He don't want to bring him in. Tua. You can't you cannot. What you can't do is agree with Lewis and be a Tua lover. You can't. It doesn't. No, it don't make sense. The map is not mapping.
I'm not trying to defend Tua anyway. I'm telling you, his game.
You know what you call Shedeur? He's Tua.
He's Tua 2.0.
Okay. Yeah.
He's Tua 2.0. I'm not. Again, I'm saying I don't think Tua's good enough. We've seen Tua. Everything that people are saying in the chat, Tony, is what I'm saying.
I can call you out anytime.
We've seen him make off-platform throws with Shedeur. Okay, cool. We've seen that from Tua. We've seen Tua throw dimes. We've seen Shedeur do it. Again, cool. When the biggest moments come, Shedeur plays bad. That's what Tua does. They're not uplifting. I don't care about, oh, he gets hit and he gets back up. Okay, all you're telling me is he's going to be 17 games of trash instead of 13 games of trash. Cool. Can we move on?
You want to know the biggest difference, though? I'm going to tell you what the biggest difference. Let me tell you the biggest difference that I got from Shedeur than Tua. Shedeur was playing with, he didn't play with that upper echelon talent. He went to the teams that weren't good and made them better.
He went with his daddy because his daddy.
I got it, but the team that he played, it still don't change the fact of what the teams were before he got there.
Well, let me
whether his daddy was the reason, whether his daddy was going there or not.
Didn't you just say Shedeur had offers to go anywhere?
No, he had to. No, when they were saying he didn't have, he couldn't. He didn't have offers to the big team.
Did he have offers? Did he have bigger offers than Jackson State and Colorado?
Yeah, he did. Of course.
Why didn't he go?
Because he wanted to play with his father.
Okay, cool. I don't want to miss me then with the. Well, you didn't know that when you went to Colorado, they weren't going to have the recruits.
Never said that. See, the difference is
I'm
not making an excuse for that. I never said that. I never made an excuse. I'm just saying those teams were trash and he made them better.
Hey, Tone, let me ask you a question. At Jackson State, when him and Travis Hunter were at Jackson State, were they not the two best players in HBCUs?
Yes, they were.
They didn't win shit over there.
Yeah, but I told you that. That's my argument.
No, they didn't win. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to everybody else in this damn chat. You had the two best players in a lesser division in college football, right? Not Division I, and them niggas still didn't win.
What
are we talking about here? I mean, what are we talking about?
That's where my criticism comes from. Is right there. When like if you have to put it off somehow, some way. And I get that. So that part of the criticism is warranted. I get to you. I've been said that you had the number one recruit and y'all playing at Jackson State. I'm sorry. And they were trying to say that he didn't have the money, but everyone in that conference don't have the money. But they were at an advantage because they had Dion. Dion came with sponsors. So yeah, I would give you that, but that don't change. Dion didn't go out there and play football for him. Now, did he make it comfortable? Cool, he made it comfortable. But Shedeur still got to be the one to go out there and make them throws, make those runs. So he still got to go out there and make the plays. You can put yourself in a position all you want. So my argument is not saying draft him. My argument is for him not being worse than Jalen Milroe.
Okay, cool, that's fine. We can move off of this conversation, but Tony, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do people always say why the backup quarterback situation is so bad in Miami? What do they tell us about that situation?
Because they don't play in a scheme? They're not scheme fit?
No, I'm talking about from the standpoint of Tua. Why do they say they don't bring in people?
Because they don't want the competition.
Because they don't want the competition.
Yeah.
Could I make a debate that Shedeur Sanders went and followed his daddy everywhere he went because he knew his daddy would never bring in competition for his spot at quarterback? Could I make that argument?
That'd be you could say that, yeah.
So where's the energy at that, again, for his whole high school career where his daddy had to coach him and in college football, according to y'all, that he had all these other offers, he could have went somewhere. But you know what comes when you go away from your daddy? Competition. And what he did, he shied away from the competition. He went where it was nice, cushy, and sweet, and he knew he didn't have to fight for his job. He knew his job was given to him, not really earned. Could I make that argument?
You could.
Okay, I bet.
I mean, but at the same time, okay, so what did that mean, though? Did he not? He still went out on the field and produced.
And never had to look over his shoulder. Never after.
But what that got to do with his performance on the field, though?
I'm just talking.
I get it. After you got all that out, after you gave him a job, he was anointed the quarterback before he even earned it. Cool. That's all fine and dandy. That still don't change the fact that you got to go out there and you got to put on. That still
All I
don't,
know,
because now
all
it could
I
look
know,
worse. Hold on. It could look worse for your dad if he gave you your job and you out there folding. Don't act like he out there looking like Bronny James.
all I know,
So it's
I
different.
see in the chat. I see in the chat. Sanders showed up in the biggest moments. All I know, 2 years at Colorado, the biggest moment he had was the Alamo Bowl, and he was down 31-0 going into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Is that showing up in the biggest moments? And
Yeah,
again,
no.
I want you to understand the Alamo Bowl is not as bad as the Pop-Tart Bowl. It's the same. They're pointless. They don't mean nothing. That's where Cam Ward, the number 1 pick, played in the Pop-Tart Bowl,
and he
that's
was
where
31 zip at halftime.
And again, all I know in the Alamo Bowl
it was 31
versus
he scored 31 points. Or 38. One on
BYU, he was down 31-0 in the Alamo Bowl.
That was Shedeur. That one Cam. Keep it on Shedeur. Cam is a different beast over there.
Yeah. Shedeur, all I'm saying is they both played in bowl games that don't matter. That's the point.
And one put on.
And
one put on one.
Did one get like 4 or 5 first downs in the game? How many first downs? You know what? Let me go check. Let me go see how many first downs Colorado had in that
game. Hey, listen. That he had now that one right there. That was, you can't. That's my criticism. So when you know what I'm saying, I like the way you keep jumping into the chat. You know what I'm saying. So when you talk about that, there's no debate in there. Because he hasn't proven to me in the big games. He hasn't proven to me on a consistent basis that he could beat those upper echelon teams. This is what I'm judging him on. This is why I say I do not want the Dolphins to be put in that position that he fall at 13. I would, like I said, I'm going to reiterate this every time. I would rather be wrong about Shedeur on another team. I do not want to be wrong on this team. We draft him and we end up running the risk of being in quarterback purgatory again. I'm just not at the point that I am as a fan. I'm not willing to run that risk. He had to show me nothing, which is why I said I'm not trading up either. I'm not trading up to go get Cam Ward. I think he's the best quarterback. I would love for us to draft him. If he fall at 13, that's a no-brainer for me. But I'm not trading any draft capital for him. I'm not making sure you do whatever you take to get that guy because I didn't see it on the level of competition to my liking. So I'm just being real about it. But I could say that and not hate and say, should do a trash. Yo, I don't want him. Cool. I do not want the young man. But I'm not going to come here and say Jalen Milroe is better than him. Do we have a higher upside? Yes. His ceiling is higher than Shedeur. If he could put that together, that man could be like a 1-on-1. Not 1-on-1. You know, we seen his type before, but he could be one of those ones. So Jalen Milroe, I'm willing to take a later round pick on him. I think Shedeur, his height is not worth the risk. It's not because he's not. I don't think he's gonna fall. You know, I could help your argument because the fact that he's not showing up, I wonder what that is. I really wonder why are you not showing up? Are you worried about you falling? Because Jalen Milroe is a question the whole time. He's showing up. He's there. Jackson Dart, his spot is not solidified. He's showing up. He's there. I'm wondering why Shedeur is not showing up at the draft. You got to show up, my boy. I don't know. No, I might feel the type of way about that, but nah, I'm not. See, I'm not convinced. I'm not sold. So I don't know. That's just me. Well, Lou, we put up my man. There we go. We on 40 minutes in, and we didn't even get to talk about Okay, Triple S. Tony, Shedeur said he'll only go to the draft to be the first overall pick. That's why he's not going. Ooh, I'm already not liking the arrogance. Oh, first overall pick? All right, bro. You're going to put so much pressure on yourself in the NFL that it's going to be crazy. I'm sorry. You gonna tell me you're not showing? You know what? That's Triple S. You said that. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully he didn't say that. If he said he only showing up for the draft, if he's the first overall pick, my boy, you know you're not the first overall pick. Abdul Carter and Cam Ward, they both going before you. Yeah. I'm sorry. He said I love it. Ben, yeah, listen, man. I don't know what to tell you. But Lou, I did want to get into Tyreek and the Ramsey because people made a big, it's all season. We just use content. So we did make a big deal about the Vegas. You remember last show, Vegas switching up the odds for for the Dolphins drafting a wide receiver. They changed the odds with a major change, like I think 1,000 points or something like that. And also, but where it is, it could be Tyreek or Ramsey. So my question to you is, which one would you rather get rid of? And which one is more likely to get moved? Tyreek or Ramsey?
It should be both of them.
That's a fact.
That's what it should be. The fact of the matter is, bro, like, for the people that have any hopes of this team being good in 2025, I'm taking the gloves off. I'm tired of playing with these people. If you keep Jalen Ramsey with the reports that maybe he was on the move, when he gets in the building, he's going to be a problem.
Yep.
And with the rumors about Tyreek that's been all of last year and coming into this offseason, you keep him in the building, it's a problem. So to answer your question, it should be both of them. Now, will the Dolphins do it? No, because we have people. Oh my God, we believe in this team, and all we need is to get the trenches right, and we're going to stop. This shit is over. We need to start blowing this thing up. Not blowing it up like 2019, right? But blow it up in the aspect, Ramsey ain't helping you no more. Neither is Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubbs of the world, the Tua Tagovailoas, the Mike McDaniels. It's over. Right? So all I'm going to do, Tone, is keep doing this small YouTube channel with you. But I'm tired of talking to these people. I'm here for 2026. Don't ask me no more questions about 2025. I don't care who we draft at 13. I don't care if we trade up before 98. None of that is going to matter for the 2025 season. This team sucks. They're trash.
Hey, don't be talking about my team like that, man.
Call it what you want.
So listen, I would say, if I had it my way, yeah, get rid of both of them.
Absolutely.
If I had it my way, I get rid of both of them. I did think it was, a little. I wouldn't say coincidental, but who signed that tenure, and then all of a sudden we get that rumor come out, Dolphins from the move a Pro Bowler. But you know what I think? I think they can't do, because you remember I said they trying to sneak this little rebuild, so to speak, right? They can't go out and just trade both of them, because everyone knows the fix is in. The tank is on the way, and you've been too blatant out and open for it, so they can't do that. Come move one or two of them. Now Tyreek, to me, if you want to do one slick and keep it moving, get rid of Tyreek. You have a big reason to get rid of him. It's all out there, and we can use the draft capital. But to your point, Lou, save that draft capital.
I see you in the chat.
Give me 26. You got somebody in there?
No, they say in my background it looks smoky. That's the light, man.
Oh, okay.
I told you I got construction and all kind of shit going on in the crib.
Yeah. He putting in work over there. But what I will say is, Tyreek, listen, the offseason issues, you can't run from that. You can't listen. You cannot run from that. And Lou, no one talked about this on Spaces, right? But we hear, and then a phone call came out. I don't know if y'all heard the phone call, but then if you read the whole transcript, they said she had a bruise on her chest, and she said, "Oh, it may have been from when he took the baby from me." So you could use all that. Move on from him. Move on from him. Please, bro, get him off I'm sorry. If it's one person that I want off this team, worse than Tua, it's Tyreek. I know y'all hate Tua and y'all want to get you. I could deal with Tua. I could not deal with Tyreek. I can't stand him. I don't like him. I don't want him on this team no more. I don't. I'm sorry. He's worked on my last nerves. He's disrespected the city, disrespected his teammate. No, he could go. So I would prefer they move off of Tyreek right now and move off of Ramsey next season. You know, give Anthony Weaver deserve to have a good enough defense. I like Anthony Weaver as a coach. He still have an opportunity to prove himself. He did a pretty good job, right? So cool. Let Anthony Weaver keep his defense intact, or at least for the most part, the player that he wants. Let's see what he can do. And so we can see if we can move forward with him as well. He could be a potential candidate. But as far as Tyreek and that offense and all that, we seen y'all at our best. I've seen enough to say that it's not enough to get us to where we need to go. So my preference would be move on from from Tyreek and move on for Ramsey next season. That'll be my personal preference. But Ramsey ain't putting his house up for sale, so I don't know how that could go. Man, he probably didn't even buy it. How you think he bought a house down here? He probably renting.
Man.
He bought no house. He bought no Oh Lord. Hey, but listen, we covered. I wanted to do it last because I wanted to lead it to the next one. So before we get our, I want to do. Let's move to college. It's what we like. When the draft? The 26th, right? 12 days away. We 12 days away from the draft. But I do want to ask you a question. Do you think that the NIL is killing the college sports?
In what way? What do you mean?
So I hear now. I just want to give a pick because I don't want to give my opinion, right? Well, not yet. I hear people saying that it's killing the kids. They're going to take advantage of it, even the ones that don't feel like they're going to make it to the NFL. I hear it's saying the kids going to be big-headed and arrogant, and now when they get in the NFL, they're going to have a sense of entitlement, and they're not going to feel like they have to work and earn nothing because they already made the money in college. So that's the motivation factor. I also heard that it would basically they won't have nothing to strive for, because if you got all what you want in college and you got the money, what I'm saying? Wow, no one's gonna be in the rush to go to the NFL. It's dangerous from the standpoint you give them young kids that type of money, they can make more mistakes and get have more assets.
Who's getting all that money? When I hear all that money, we're talking about the guys that are getting the big money.
Yeah,
right.
The Shadoras, the Campbell, right. the Beck.
I bet. I don't even know why this is a topic of conversation.
Well, you don't think it's killing in that?
All we're seeing now, right, is a paper trail because they're showing you it's allowed to pay these players.
That's a good point. Yeah.
When Reggie Bush was in college, he wasn't getting paid.
Man, we know they slid that.
Was all these players back then? Bro, we make it seem now again. I like the Hurricanes when it was them killers and dealers on the sideline.
That's a fact.
Them boys weren't making money.
Yeah, of course. Now we were down here. You know that.
That's what I'm talking about. So when I hear, money's killing college football, bro, these players, y'all remember the story about, I think it's SMU?
Yeah.
Remember when they had Eric Dickerson and the white boy running back?
I don't know.
Yeah. It was both of them.
I know you talking about that when they were running, they were doing a little smoking guns before you were doing all that.
They were paying people like crazy. They got thrown out or banned in college football, SMU.
So hold on. Before you go right there, because now listen, what do you think about first it was who was the first one these two holdouts? First it was the quarterback from Tennessee, and then we heard a little something about Jeremiah Smith holding out to get more money. You don't think that's a problem? That is a potential issue?
That's a problem because they allowed it. They opened up that door. So no, it's not a problem. You knew this was coming.
But that don't mean it's not a problem. It's not affecting the NFL. I mean the college game though.
It is what it is. So the guy from Tennessee, he decides now I want more money. I'm gonna go somewhere else. What's the difference? He played in Tennessee last year, and he could have hit the transfer portal anyway.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah.
What's the difference? Oh, that's all he's doing. He's just hitting the portal. He says, "Hey, I'm leaving. I want more money." And if a team is willing to give him more money, then what are we talking about? Who cares?
Well, then you would have just left and not hold out to try to get more money.
I'm not saying what the kid, how he handled it was right. What I'm saying is he would have left anyway. It still would have been, if he would have just said, I'm going to the portal, right? Do you think that would have changed the fact that he was looking for more money?
No, it wouldn't change the fact. But if these are reasons for them to move, me personally, let me get I don't care. And I really don't. I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. Devil's advocate right now because that college, that's a $1 billion business. Booming. Y'all been making money off them people's name, image, and likeness for years. And now all of a sudden, I'm gonna tell you, I just want to see how you were gonna feel about it if I gave you a little pushback. I don't think it's a problem. You know why? Because they need to learn how to. Because when they get in the NFL, they know how to negotiate contracts. When they get in the NFL, they name, image, and likeness, and getting those contracts. All that. You remember how they took advantage of them? They gotta deal with that cap. These owners is making a killing off these people. So I'm never a component of not letting people get their money. No. Give me if my name, image, and likeness means that much to you, then you pay me. I don't have to wait till I get in the NFL. And then get into the negotiating tables. Why? Because I'm at a disadvantage now. Because you've been doing this for years, and I'm a rookie coming in here. Like, what we doing here? No, I need to learn how to do this now. Let me get my money, and let's do that. And Triple S, I see you saying that. I say, it was. They did have it. You could pull it up. They did have it saying that he was. And then I went and read the article, and I was the one that was telling. We was discussing that rep too. I'm like, he played in the game. What I heard, he played in the game. So the rumors was like that, but that goes to this this conversation of people, the dude in Tennessee, and then the rumors out of Jeremiah Smith potentially holding out. So I never said. I said you heard that. So I didn't never lied on him like that. But anyways, yeah, I'm a big component of letting them people get their money, bro. Like, why not? I'm gonna have to learn. And I noticed one thing too is the fact that these players nowadays, they started slowly but surely getting rid of them agents and negotiate for themselves. And they not liking that either. They cutting out the middleman, and now all of a sudden it's a problem, or it's becoming a problem, and now they trying to fix something. Don't fix. No, it ain't. What we tried to fix is y'all using them people's name, image, and likeness, making billions of dollars, and those people are on those little minimum scholarships, and y'all saying, "Well, you getting education." Well, they not benefiting off their education. For the majority of them, they not benefiting off their education. They're going to go to the league, and then they got to learn how to negotiate those contracts. They got to learn how to move from a business standpoint to where you take your own career in your own hands. So I'm really not mad at it. I really don't mind. I actually prefer it because you get to see the business side of the profession that you're about to choose while you're in college, while you're young. There's nothing like experience. You could teach you all you want, but once you go through there, once you get into those negotiations, and you listen to how people talk about you and what they think you're worth, that's when you really know your worth. When you start negotiating. So they could say they love you, or you're one of their favorite athletes, and you're the number one prospect that they have, but put your money where your mouth is. Then show me my worth. So I would never. I'm cool with it. I don't think it's killing it. What I think it is that the people that's been making money off these children, they're young men at that time, they're not liking the fact that they're starting to say, well, you got to pay me for this, because when those kids get injured in college, and they're not making NFL, they call it them. They might have an insurance policy, but you got to take that out on your own. So it's level to this. Listen, by all means, get your money, young man, young woman, get your money. I'm not mad at it. I just saw the debate, right? And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, well, how is it killing it? What, like, all of a sudden knowing your worth is killing the sport? That's killing. No, it's not. No, it's not. That, if anything, like I said, that's teaching you and getting you prepared for what you're gonna have to do on the next level. And them agents, like you said, Lewis, them agents been talking to. Listen, bro, I have plenty of homeboys that play. That listen, I could tell you exactly. I'll give you the rundown how they get the money, how they keep it away from the NCAA, and understand that, and how they drop them checks, using them small businesses, using these. You know what I'm saying? Go pick it up from here. Bum bum. Listen, it's ways of doing this, so I get it. But yeah, man, dude, that I think that these people, I think change people are just get. I don't know if you could say people hate change. I'll say that. They don't like change, and when you've been taking advantage of certain people for so long, you don't want to lose that. You don't want to. You don't want. No, you ain't have to deal with that. So I think that's what the real issue is. I just wanted to get your take on it to see how you felt about it.
Again, it's just, people are hearing about these stories now. It's been going on for years, bro. They've been paying players. Players are asking for more money. They'll end up leaving, this, that, and the third. It's been happening. To me, again, this is just a non-issue. It's just up front, and it's in our face now because it's legal and reports come out. But nah, to me, it's nothing.
Yeah, I don't think so either. One last thing before we get out here, Lou. I was hearing the debates now. Teron Armstead went out. We got to adjust the trenches. Well, first it was Calais Campbell. We got to adjust the trenches. Teron Armstead went out. We got to adjust the trenches. I want to know. We've been saying this. I have been mentioning this all the time. If you come out and you say, I'm tired of you, I'm tired of the Dolphins not adjusting the trenches and ignoring the trenches, I'm going to have a healthy debate with you every time. I'm going to give you pushback every time. If you come out here and you say you don't like the move that they made, by all means, you're welcome to your opinion. I will still debate you, but at least you have something to stand on right there. But the one that say they've been ignoring the trenches, they have been doing nothing and thinking that everything that they have in the building is good enough. Can we please start spreading this rumor? How many times do I got to come on here and tell y'all that it's a blatant lie? Like, we still got people in there, and they're talking, and they're supposed to be representing the Dolphins, saying that they're tired of the Dolphins ignoring the trenches. How many times do we got to point out? They brought in the Connor Williams. They brought actually Teron Armstead is them addressing the trenches, the one that y'all mad that he retired. Austin Jackson was drafted. Robert Hunt was drafted.
Liam was drafted.
Liam was drafted. And
Solomon Kinley was drafted.
They moved up in the second round and got him. They brought in the Isaiah Wynns. So what are you talking about?
They brought in Aaron Brewer.
Aaron Brewer right now. They brought these people in. So where are they ignoring the fucking trenches? Now, you say it didn't work out. If you say they haven't did a good enough job or they to your liking, cool. Just say not to my liking. The people that Patrick Paul, thank you, Pablo Diaz. They have been adjusting the trenches every season. Yeah, Draven said Robert Jones, baby. Now, whether you like the moves or not, that is a completely different argument, a completely different story. And if you want to go to defense, the same thing. They brought in the Bradley Chubb. They brought in the Zach Sealer. They brought in Chop Robinson, whether you like him or not. They brought in Emmanuel Ogbah.
When they bring in all these players and they don't work out, they blame the players. But the guy that's holding them really back is Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Right. But what I'm saying is, so see now this is, and let me take it down. They trash. Cool. Now if they trash to you, completely different argument. But don't say they've been ignoring it. Dan Feeney. They did bring in Dan. They got rid of him early. The Jeff Driscoll. They got rid of him early too. Like the people, Benito Jones wouldn't start on this team. Deshaun Hand didn't start on this team. Like, let's not act like they just been sitting on their hands and just like ignoring the trenches. They haven't. Just say you don't like the moves that they made. That's a better argument. But now I would counter your argument with when Teron Armstead, Isaiah Wynn, Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, and Austin Jackson. Remember that's some of that. That was at one point that was our starting lineup. You're not gonna tell me that's a good line? That's not a good line. That's you're capping if that. That line was playing damn good till the injuries started. When they started sustaining injuries, it's when the season started to derail. Cool. That's when you see your quarterback cannot win in spite of. But miss me with this ignore their line thing. They have never ignored their line. I mean, the trick.
Tone, real quick, can you highlight Mike Best's comment for me?
Which one? Oh.
Lewis, you saw how bad they were without Tua, right? But Tua holding them back. I seen when Tua was there on the field, they were 6-5. I seen that. How much better were they with Tua? I'm just Tone, maybe it's me. I don't understand. Did you see them how bad they were without Tua? No, I seen they were horrible without him. They were 6-5 with him. So how much better did Tua really make them? Because 6-5 is trash.
Ooh.
That's what 6-5 is. It's trash.
That's bad. One game over 500.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, go ahead. We can talk about the trenches. My bad. I didn't want to start the trenches talk. My bad.
Oh my God. Here we go, bro.
My bad. I'm sorry. Trenches.
He said coincidence. Hey, yo, that boy Dre is a troll. What I would say, Mike Bessie was just on the side when he was talking trash about Shador, though. Now you give him 3 thumbs down. Boy, my things changed. I told you was only on the side because he was defending Tua. But what I would say, because Lord, that's one of the things that irked my nerve. I'm like, why we keep on saying ignoring the trenches? They don't ignore the trenches. Now, do they stay healthy? Nope. You got an argument you got an argument there. I won't say nothing. But nah, bro. We're not going to sit here and act like they completely ignore the trenches. They put it. If that line stay healthy, we had a damn good offensive line. And that's a fact. You can argue with whoever you want about that. No, sir. But all I am going to say is you do need a quarterback that can win in spite of. Because Joe Burrow had a terrible offensive line. He won. You remember when Patrick Mahomes lost both his tackles? Right and left. Boy was on pressure. He was on immense pressure every game. Still got the job done. So, and that's all I'm saying. In this league, you have to have a quarterback that can win in spite of, and not everything has to be perfect. You know, that's basically what I want. But yeah, Lou, man. Listen, man, we have Louis been cussing y'all out all day. See, when y'all go against me, I don't cuss y'all out. That's all I'm saying. I just listen to it. I see y'all was saying Louis was cooking. I was like, all right, cool.
I didn't cuss nobody out today.
Boy,
I'm just telling. Hey, listen. Sometimes you gotta tell people. You gotta tell them when they some damn fools. It is what I ain't got no problem telling somebody they're a damn fool. That's all I'm saying. I love everybody in the chat. That'll make them right.
But I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, hey, listen. We need y'all. Is that yo, chill out. I'm going in. I haven't had a chance to go see the lights. If you must know, Jess. But yeah, I was going to see because we got 34 likes, so you know I can't complain. 31 still in the building. Can't complain with 34. Listen, we still 10 away from the 500. Y'all make sure if y'all haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. If y'all haven't, matter of fact, y'all go hit it now and come back in before we end the show. And tell a friend to get over here. What Grumpy at? Grumpy taking us worldwide, baby. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Grumpy. send y'all friends over here. Tell your friends about us. So we can get that 500, have that giveaway. Not only would it be a jersey, I did say I'm gonna add in a Dolphins draft hat. We got to get it before the draft now. A Dolphins draft they had to go along with it, and we will be live on the show. Lewis background because he cooked.
Facts.
He said he cooked me again. Let me see. I'm trying to. There you go. Because he's cooked Tony again. Oh Lord. He's selling his house. He said, God gets booted now. He's selling his house. I don't think so, Cap. I think he just selling it because he want to move on to bigger and better things. But yeah, man, listen, y'all, if y'all help, y'all go ahead, tell everyone to subscribe, hit that like button. Make sure y'all here and y'all tell y'all friends about this. He said, Cap, your name is because you always lie. Yo. But yeah, man, we finna get up out of here. You got anything before we get up out of here?
Nah, man. Everybody, peace, love, and vapor rub, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo.
Hey, man, it is what it
listen,
is.
you had one wild one in there. I just looked like, boy, you had a pause moment earlier. I ain't gonna say nothing about that.
I ain't say nothing wild.
Yes, you did.
Nah.
Talk about blowing things up and all. I'm like, hey, yo.
I'm talking about blowing up the team.
I don't know. All I'm saying, I let you slide off. Whoa, I just look like, I ain't even, and you know what? Chat, y'all ain't even catch it. But I would have been me. Y'all would have been all over it. You hear me?
Reaching.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Triple S.
Triple S that first 48.
Thank you, Triple S. And this is supposed to be my guy, right?
He was first 48. Y'all heard him earlier, first 48. Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear nothing.
That wasn't me, that was Tony. But listen, man, we appreciate y'all. We will see y'all Wednesday. Listen, man, we are 12 days away from the draft. We will be here Thursday and Friday. We thinking about the Saturday. Saturday is iffy, but Thursday, Friday for sure. So first, second, and third round, we will be running the show. Hopefully Lewis put up. I'm not gonna tell him to shut the F up anymore, so he'll be back. He know how many times he muted me today. He might well told me to shut the F up.
Hey, my bad. I get sometimes I get mute happy, man.
But listen, man, we appreciate y'all. He said all 3 days. All 3 days, trade that. I'm not gonna lie. That last day, man, that'd be 4 through 7. He say Alex is MIA. That is
we might be here on day 3 because that might be when we draft our quarterback.
Oh, you know what, Lou? Dang, I didn't even think about that. If they don't get no quarterback, we might have to put up on they do it. They don't get no quarterback. It might be a little interesting. You're not like, hey, that's a good point. It might, especially if we see a couple of people still on that board. Like, you might have to,
Hey, man, you never know. Shador might be there for us in day 3, man.
If Shador.
Yeah, man, I'll take a flyer in day 3.
Hey, Lou, day 3? Man.
Fifth, sixth round, something like that. I'll take Shador in the 6th.
Lou, hey, listen, Lou, do you really, 100%, I know you're on the show, but you got to keep it real. You really think the Dolphins to pass up on him on 13?
Who, Shador?
Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you right now. Shador's on the board at 13. If the Dolphins draft him, I'm taking off this hat. Let me put the chain in real quick. I'm coming out this goddamn shirt. I'm telling you now, I won't be a fan of this goddamn team if they take Tua at 13. Or if they take Shador at 13.
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you now, dog. That's a fact.
GB understand all kind of wild stuff. But listen, I don't want them to be in that position because I don't think that they would eventually. I don't think they'll pass up on him.
I'll be in my Brian Flores shit for real. I ain't even lying to you, dog.
Yo, but I don't want just don't fall. He said Lewis about to throw hands. That's a fact. Niggas they come about they shirt for the throw hands.
That's a fact, bro.
That's a fact. Close the door behind you. Matter of fact, step outside. We need to be outside. I need to slam you on this concrete. But I don't think so, Lou. But listen, man, we appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all Wednesday, 7:30ish. Y'all know how we do it, man. Thank you every time y'all come around. We appreciate y'all. Lou, you want to end it out? Because last time. So let me say peace first. Peace.
Peace with the bang bang. Wednesday, 7:30ish.